I just want to take a quick moment to let you know that my Patreon page is currently up and running. Supporters will get access to early art, craft patterns, coloring pages, books, and more, delivered as projects are finished. If you have an OC, patrons can also sign up for their characters to appear in Little Beirut. You'll get free copies of every book your character appears in, even if your membership ends before your plot or arc completes. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on your feed. Hello, we are back with another art box. This time it's ArtSnacks. And I'd show you the other side, but it has my address on it. I just got this a few minutes ago. It was misdelivered to the wrong address, and the kind person at the wrong address brought it over to us. So let's open this up. I do pre-break the seal, but I haven't actually looked at it. So what have we got? Paris paper. We have 40 sheets of it. It's a smooth, bleed-proof, all-purpose paper for pens, and it's a lot stiffer than I thought it would be. It's not quite marker paper. There is some actual weight to it. What is it? It's 108 pounds. That's not bad. Interesting. So we'll definitely be doing some swatching on this. And then, oh, they all come in a nice bag. That's convenient. Letter pen Kokoiro Superline? I don't read Japanese. It's Zig. I do know that brand. Okay. But I still don't read Japanese. So it's like either a super fine bullet or a super fine brush nib. I can't quite tell. But it's super fine something. I don't know what size. I don't read Japanese. I don't know what size it is. It's something. It sure is something, but okay. We have our snacks, some peppermint this month. We have... Ooh. ArtSnacks sticker. That's nice. We have... Who is this? A graph. Graphite B? Is that what that says? Graphite? I'm not sure. 7135. That's not a number I have in any of my... Ooh, in any of my other markers. So we've got an ultra fine point. I'm not a fan of these. And a brush. Not a super fan of these either. So this one will be interesting. We have got an Ecoline brush pen. Oh, yep, it's definitely that. It says it's vermilion. There we go. We have two of them. We've also got one in fur green. Same kind of deal. A lot of brush pens. So, okay. Another Zig clean color water-based dye ink. Cornflower blue. And we've got a 1.2 millimeter bullet nib. And a 0.5 millimeter bullet nib. And then we've got two of these paint pens by Derwent. So we've got this yellow one, lemon yellow, and magenta. So if we had a blue, kind of do. If we had a blue, we'd have primary colors. Oh, and it's got that really fine point bullet nib on these ones as well. It's not quite what I was expecting from anything here. No, no, give it to me. So interesting. We'll try those out. Let's take a look at the menus and see what they have for us. Are you on Mix? Mix is an online community for ArtSnacks members. Okay, interesting. This is just telling us, what have we got here? So graphite, alcohol-based twin tip marker, brush and fine liner, designed specifically for illustrators. The Kuretake Zig Clean Color F double-ended marker, which I believe is this one. We've got the Derwent paint pens, and the Royal Talons Ecoline brush pens, which are these. Then we've got this, which... Kuretake Zig Superior Line Kokoiro letter pen. Customize the way you draw. So we've got a bonus art prompt. Typography is the art of drawing letters. Test out your skill. Oh, I'm not good at that. I am not good at that. Okay, well, we'll try to do something like that. But for now, let's go ahead and swatch these things and see how difficult they are to use. Since they gave me 40 sheets of this, I am going to go ahead and use it. They're being very generous with it, so that's nice. So this thing here, the letter pen. Ugh. Okay, that's a slight problem. It doesn't stay on there, which is a little annoying. The nib on that one is a lot harder than I expected it to be. There's very little give. Or can I get that much bolder? Not really. If I do that, I can. I'm not gonna lie here, this one does feel a lot like just the regular cheapo ones that I use. It's got kind of this cheap texture to it. It doesn't seem... It's definitely part of a set. That said, this one's also a rare one that it seems like it's able to be sold individually, so I'm not sure. Then we've got these Ecoline brush pens. Are they water or ink-based? Alcohol-based. Doesn't say. I suppose we'll find out. That looks water-based. Yeah, that definitely feels water-based. You can see the way that it smudges around. It's not very smooth. Then we've got the clear color, clean color, the big nib. And then for the tiny nib. And for these ones, which the Derwent paint pens, which just have the strangest nibs, so... Okay, that's that. A paint pen with an ultra-fine point like that. I know you can't even really see this. Seems really odd. I don't know if it's just because it's darker, but the magenta one does seem a little bit bolder. Now, I want to see how bleedy this pen is going to be. So we'll just go, I guess, in the same order. Alright, alright. So it seems to hold up under that stuff. So it seems fairly bleed-proof, which is nice. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. And the paints are really opaque and go right over it. Yeah, they go right over that. So this is an interesting set. I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing the prompt because that's going to be one that I know will just frustrate me. So, the paper, so far, it seems to have warped a little bit, but not a super lot, maybe? I'm not sure. I can't tell. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But we'll see how it behaves under a full page of this stuff. But I'm going to go... I need to get out of these lights. I'm having a problem with my eye, so I will probably film the art in a few days. So this box had a lot of promise, but it also had a lot of problems. I knew right away before I even started that I was not going to do the typography prompt. I don't have good handwriting to begin with, and I don't have a very good eye for fonts and typefaces and that sort of thing. So I kind of had to come up with something else. And the pen that came with it, again, just wasn't very thick. It was a really thin little pen, and I didn't want to use that to do my outlining, so I went back to my brush pen. And I don't know what my problem was when I was doing it this day. I had just done a really big live stream for a convention, and I think I was just really tired after doing that because I could not keep my hand steady. And zoomed out at this level, it actually doesn't look that bad. But up close, the line art was so bad, and not even uneven in a way that worked. It was just really uneven and kind of gross. And what I really wanted to do with this piece was make some kind of like holiday card with it or something. And I think I'm going to try to do that digitally. I really like this design. I thought it turned out super cute, but the supplies that came in this box, except for one of the markers, were all water-based. And marker paper is designed for alcohol-based inks. Water-based inks, I don't think work on any material under the sun. Also, I forgot to scan this, but that's fine because the artwork is just super bad. It's so bad. But I'm going to redraw this digitally. Like I said, I will put up the line art if anyone else wants to color it. I'm also going to put up the finished design on Redbubble, which should be linked down below if I can get this done in time tonight. But I decided that because everything except for this one blue marker, everything was water-based, I wanted to put down as much of this alcohol-based marker as I could. And you can really see the difference later on. This one I'm able to go over again and again and get this really nice, even, solid color with it. And I was really hoping that if I did that, it would make the water markers behave a little bit better, but as you'll see later, it did not. The marker itself, this one, it's pretty decent. It's about on the same level as the other cheap ones that I use, which is, I think it's supposed to be hobby grade, I think is what these would be under. They're definitely not professional grade. So I put them either at hobby or student grade, somewhere in that ballpark. They're not amazing. They're not terrible. The color, I really loved this color. I loved the color palette that we had. If those other 3 markers were alcohol-based instead of water-based, I think this could have turned out so darn cute and would have looked really good. But this was the only alcohol one. Everything else, I think except for the fine liner, the black one, everything else was water-based. Even the pens, because those acrylic pens are also, they're acrylic, so they're water-based. And it was just a disaster, the whole thing. Also, the paper did really warp under this amount of ink, which seems odd for something that is meant to be made for ink. And I am wondering if that wasn't the paper's fault. I am again wondering if it was because the other markers were water-based and the paper wasn't able to dry evenly because of that. Because, oh my goodness. This marker, though, the light blue one, is really nice. For being a cheap little marker, it's a really nice one, and I'm probably going to more or less keep this color palette in the digital one that I will redo in a little bit. But I just really wanted to do something kind of holiday themed. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I think Santa hats at this point are just so ubiquitous for the holiday season in general that the Santa hat just really seemed to fit, and it was a good little bit of contrast. But even here, even as I was doing the hat and then trying to go over his ears, I immediately kind of lost faith in this project and kind of gave up on it because it's hard to see. I really need to figure out why my other camera isn't working, or else figure out how to use my phone to record these. But it just chewed right through the paper, and even where I was going over the alcohol marker, I had to be very careful because it wanted to chew holes through it. And you can kind of see on my little green pad that I use where other markers have chewed through and stained up the paper. But I really wanted this to look nice. This blue was way too dark. His eyes got completely lost. And then for this, because these are these really weird, horrible fine liners, I was trying to just do the edge of the bell in the yellow, and then it just gooped all over the place. And I kind of had to fill it in, and I think I wound up using this entire marker to do the bell, which I didn't want to do, but I don't think paint pens work very nice as fine liners, if I am honest. It was kind of hard to do. The paint wouldn't come out very well, and then it would all come out at once, and eventually I just started using my finger to get it to work, which still didn't work. I just stained up my hands and made a mess. Also, because the paper itself is so smooth, it didn't want to hold on to the paint at all, and the water-based markers smudged really badly as well. You can't really see it. Hopefully I can fix my camera or something. I've got a bunch of videos coming up where the camera still works at least, so you won't be stuck with this permanently, but I don't know. Logitech broke, and I can't keep the driver installed, so if anyone has a C920 and knows why the driver will not stay installed, please let me know, because I would love to know what's going on. But this whole thing, like, I wanted to love this box. I loved the color palette. It was very wintry without being overtly Christmas, which I really like. I don't like it when you sign up and you get like a mystery box, or you're doing a stitch along or whatever, and you get something that is for a holiday when you don't really know what it is you're going to be getting, because like I said, I don't celebrate Christmas. A lot of people don't celebrate Christmas. So trying to kind of pigeonhole yourself into doing something with Christmas colors that isn't very Christmassy is really hard. So I loved these colors. I really loved this ice blue fox that I drew. Every time I don't know what to draw, I always wind up drawing a fox. That is one thing I've noticed. It's always a fox if I don't know what to draw, so he turned out really cute. Unfortunately, he got really ruined, not just by the water markers, but also by my gel pen later. I just kind of gave up. I really gave up. I was already not feeling it when I got to the dark blue, and then this just really didn't work. And then I had even more problems with the magenta one because it didn't stay mixed, and it was all sorts of different colors. And again, I tried to just do the outline, and it immediately gooped everywhere all over again, so I don't know. I have no idea, but the colors were good. The colors were good. I don't know what to do with those water markers, though. I'm not super comfortable with brush pens. They did have a little bit of difficulty in controlling them. I'm weird. I like a chisel nib. I know a lot of people are really into brush nibs, but I really like the chisel nibs. And these were all brush pens, except for the paint pens, which were fine liners, which was really weird. But anyway, I will put a link down to Redbubble to the better version of this fox, and I will put the coloring page up on Patreon and on the members page so that you can get that and have something cute to color, use as your own. I believe I put this picture up on Patreon already. I haven't scanned it yet. I haven't scanned a bunch of things, but, you know, we'll get there. But if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. You can become a member and get coloring pages. You can become a patron and get coloring pages and a bunch of other stuff as well. But I hope you like this really bad art. I'm going to try to fix it as soon as I can and hopefully get that up later. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye!